KUGAN CASSIUS IFL TV in association with MTK Global in Sheffield here. Anthony Joshua.
Late, isn't it?
It's quite late.
It's 25 to 6.
There's a lot of people.
And he ain't
here.
even started training yet.
No.
So we're going to leave here at what? 8 o'clock?
8? Seriously?
And do you know the worst thing is? Frank's dropping us home. You know what he said to me?
Oh.
Since I made him head of boxing, he had that little win on that poxy white collar fight that he had.
Yeah, go on.
He says, I'm only dropping you to mine, you'll have to get a taxi. Can you believe that?
Actual said that?
Yeah. I'm not dropping you home, you'll have to get a taxi from mine. Liberties.
Yeah. One win changes everyone.
I know.
Yeah, great turnout here today.
Massive,
Expected.
yeah. Huge turnout. I wish we had turnouts like this for all our media workouts.
No. Lawrence Cody said that this was initial turnout was for him, but
He thought so. It's just a great place, isn't it? The English Institute of Sport. GB Boxing do an unbelievable job, and you know, you come in, you see WHYTE training over there, you got Joe Joyce over there, you got Cody down here, Yafai, and I think it's so good for them to have AJ here as his camp, because how inspirational must it be for those kids to see what is achievable, you know? And actually, you know what? When I start thinking about what AJ's achieved out of his life, and that Lucozade promo yesterday, I don't know if you saw it, but it sort of started making me think, wow, look at what he's done. Look at what he's carved out in his life to get to where he is now. Quite amazing, isn't it? When everyone's blessed with different backgrounds, and I'm not going to go into our deepness from the other day again, but everyone gets different opportunities, you know? So we all know, Silver Spoon Boy, I was quite lucky growing up. But when you think what AJ has achieved with the opportunities he was given, it's incredible and actually very inspiring. I hope you were inspired as well.
I'm inspired by a lot of things.
What inspires you?
It's life itself.
Do you know what inspires me is kind of like self-made people as well. 'Cause I didn't really get the opportunity to do that. I would have liked to, but I didn't. So you know, it ain't worked out too badly. But he has done everything on his own, and I think to be in a position he's in, to be world heavyweight champion, to be in the biggest fight in British boxing history, with what he went through as a kid and the path that he nearly went down, is incredibly inspirational. And if it doesn't inspire you, I think there's something wrong with you.
You were talking to everyone. You wasn't just
I had some arguments about on Twitter yesterday. He responded to the video and said embarrassing, and I was like, does that not inspire you? How can it not inspire you? Anything's possible. He's proved it.
Let's talk about social media yesterday. Rather a lot of fun and games.
Oh yeah.
Whenever Fury's involved, I love it that he always involves you.
Yeah.
And you always become, right, what does he call you? A bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yesterday. But yeah, it went on and we saw some response, biting, whatever you want to call it, back from Anthony Joshua. What did you make of the whole situation, Edward?
I think AJ's just like obviously seen the tweets and thought, I'm going to let him have it. You know. Fury, for me, I can't see how he can talk about fighting and calling people out right now. What he achieved was incredible, and that win will go down as one of the great wins in British boxing history. But from there, whether it was his fault or whether it was due to mental illness, whatever, if you like, he threw it away. So that's not AJ's fault. You know, AJ fought for a title that became vacant. AJ fought Vladimir Klitschko because he's the biggest fight in British boxing history. But when you talk about levels, don't forget, Tyson Fury was due to box Vladimir Klitschko. They couldn't even sell 12,000 tickets at the MEN. So there's levels to this thing, and the levels is this is the biggest fight in British boxing history with 90,000 people at Wembley. And all AJ is doing is being an athlete, staying focused, and making sure that his career doesn't derail like others before him. So there is nothing we would love more than to see Tyson Fury back in boxing. But at the moment, he has to get fit, and he has to, most importantly, get his licence instated and deal with his UCAD and VADA investigations, hearings, whatever they're going to be. But from the AJ camp, we do that. that we see Tyson Fury back in the ring, because I think he's a good fighter, I think he's a good personality, good for the sport, but he ain't our problem.
It's quite clearly the biggest fight that can be made in boxing here is between those two, isn't it?
Yeah, not worldwide. I mean, I think that the biggest fight that could be made for AJ worldwide is Vladimir Klitschko. You know, you see a fight there where we've broken boundaries with the US broadcasters, which was by far the hardest deal I've ever had to do. 3 months of work every day. The international TV sales are on another level. But from a British perspective, yeah, I do think the Fury fight could be bigger than the Vladimir Klitschko fight, because you've got some spite in there as well in the build-up, and it would be a lot of fun. And we hope that fight comes, but absolutely the focus is April 29th. It's the toughest fight of AJ's career by a mile. But, you know, we hoped that our fight this year, this summer, would be Tyson Fury. But it's not our fault. We're here. AJ's ready, but Fury's not.
When you first made the Klitschko fight, your thought process about whether he will win the fight, etc., has that changed at all, or have you become more concerned? Thought it was more of a gamble as the fight edges closer next week?
I'm definitely nervous going into the fight, and I find, you know, I saw for the gloves are off, it was kind of 2 different responses, wasn't it? One was, oh, there weren't much needle there, and the other one was, that was fascinating. Well, I was in the fascinating bit, because I really enjoyed listening to Vladimir Klitschko and what he was trying to do to Anthony Joshua's mind. I don't even think Anthony realised what he was trying to do to his mind, because I don't think it worked, but I'm fascinated to see how AJ deals with next week, because you've got to understand the pressure. The whole country will stop still when he goes into the ring against Vladimir Klitschko to watch, listen to this fight. The pressure is immense. If he can deal with that pressure, then he might not even be human. But I'm going to enjoy seeing Vladimir next week trying to get in AJ's head, because I know he's going to do it.
A couple of billionaire comments.
Yeah.
See it already.
But as AJ said, you missed it there. You know, they talked about the billionaire comments, and he said, yeah, I'd love to be a billionaire. Wouldn't you? You know, set my kids up for life, and, you know, it's just, he's got high levels of what he wants to achieve. He ain't, I wouldn't say the money is the pure motivator, but I'm sure AJ wants to make money, yeah.
One thing about the gloves are off, I've always noticed, listen, some are better than others, we know they are, but when it's like, say, Dillian White and Chisora, they'll go, oh, that was obviously staged, or that was a bit WWE or whatever. Then you get the complete opposite, probably a little bit more respect than what people like seeing, but then you get slated for that as well, so, you know, what the winning formula is for gloves are off.
So the moral of the story is you get slated for absolutely everything you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We can't do anything
No,
right.
you can't win, can you?
No, you can't.
No.
You announced today Dillian White against MARIUSZ WACH on
June
the 3rd at the O2. What were the other opponents being listed for Dillian
White? Washington, Brazil a little bit. He wanted a tall heavyweight that was well ranked in the governing bodies. Coming off a good win, MARIUSZ WACH's the perfect guy. It's a very good test. He's been here for 3 or 4 weeks sparring with AJ. MARIUSZ WACH, we know how good he is, we know the fights that he's been in the past, and it's a good solid test. I want Dillian White to fight Deontay Wilder after MARIUSZ WACH, and that's the fight we'll be pushing for. And I want this fight, I want people to come out to support this fight, because I'm going to be turning Dillian White into a headline act, and that's why he's headline at the O2. So, you know, we know he's a draw, we know he's been involved in some huge fights. Now it's time to push on and challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship, and I think WACH is the perfect stepping stone for that.
Obviously, inside boxing circles, people know what kind of fighter who MARIUSZ WACH is. Outside, to appeal to the wider audience, does that quite work, White and WACH, for you?
What, how it sounds?
No, not how it sounds.
Oh, the fight? Yeah, I mean, you don't have to know boxing to know that he's a top-rated heavyweight. And everybody in boxing knows that it's a real fight. So we've got a job to do with Dillian White, and it's not just about what resonates with the casuals. We're building him into a world heavyweight contender. So therefore you have to pick the perfect opponent. We've got the best venue in the world. You know, we're going to have a great card. We've got the best broadcaster in the world, and we've got Dillian White in the perfect fight. So for me, yeah, I think it'll do well. And you know, you've got a Cody there. He's going to be on the card. Look.
Lawrence. There, Lawrence.
AJ's new sparring partner.
Lawrence, come in a sec. I've got a good point to
This is
make
my
out.
first time gate crashing.
Do you know what?
Someone
yeah?
told me that it's weird for someone
Look
to
how
get
tall he
crashed.
is,
He's
look.
one.
Do you know what he said? Did you watch his interview from the other day?
No.
So I'm going to just pick up.
Oh yeah, when he goes, do you know, I like Eddie because like basically if you lose, like he don't just get rid of you. But I ain't gonna lose.
Yeah.
But
Thank
I'm
you.
just saying,
Good.
like, I've noticed. Just to let you know, I will.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No, that was a turning point though. That was the thing that made me think. 'cause
I'm
obviously-
enjoying a Coley.
Yeah.
He was a bit crazy on Saturday night.
But I
And
mean,
you know the worst thing is, I felt bad because the guy who's fighting, I want these guys to be tested when they go in there. It's no good for them just to go in and just keep steamrolling people without learning anything. So Lucas Radiscu, whatever his name was, who he boxed,
Lucas the Plumber, yeah.
I said to him before the fight, I went, listen, hey, because I know he's at the back end of his career now.
yeah,
So I said to him, hey, make sure you put up a fight.
yeah.
Oh, okay, don't worry. I
Yeah.
said, good. I said, you're on TV. We want a real fight.
Yeah.
Anyway, the bell goes. He's come out like a lunatic.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going, all right, Lucas,
Not that
calm
fast.
yourself
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
No, but it's a good
One
experience.
round.
Because, yeah.
The same, that Russell headshot.
Henshaw,
I
yeah,
know him,
yeah.
mate. He's game, mate.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
game. I've sparred him a few times.
Yeah, it's a good fight.
I know,
He's
it's a
fighting
little
Russell
bit
Henshaw at Wembley.
Yeah, and we know. We spoke
Yeah, but
about it earlier on.
that's a good fight for him. I mean, he was going to debut against that guy. But he's learning, and what he learned on Saturday was calm down.
Yeah.
You know, he got chinned as he knocked the geezer, or seconds before he knocked the geezer out, and you know, took it well. But this is a dangerous game, and you get chinned with 10-ounce gloves on, anything can happen. And
Most likely scenarios, I'll be landing it first and early as well. Do you know what I mean? That's it, really. Do you know what I mean?
Ed, what do you reckon? End of the year, Coley versus Chamberlain.
yeah,
Thought about that one?
it's a good fight. I mean, you know, I have to say about Isaac and Ted Bammy, they'll fight anyone. And I've put fights to them before, which I don't necessarily think they should take. I mean, a fight we're trying to make at the moment for the Dillian White card is Chamberlain against Stephen Simmons. I think that's a really good fight
Yeah, like
for
that
both
fight,
guys.
yeah.
I think it's a 50-50 fight. But Isaac is willing to take risks. He wants to move quickly. I believe a fight with him and Isaac down the line is actually a big fight. You know, you've got both guys well supported, one from South London, one from East London. You know, I know he fancies his chances. I know he wants to fight Wadi Camacho as well, quite soon. But there's no, as far as I'm
That could be
concerned,
made for June the 3rd, can't it?
maybe. As far as I'm concerned, there's no tearing rush. He's boxing on June the 3rd card at the O2
That's what I
as
mean.
well. So,
Camacho versus
I'm not
Coley.
really fussed about any of them. They can all stay fussed about me. But regardless, any of the names that you said and any future names, it's the same thing. Do you know what I mean? Tuck up, chin down, take your shots and take your.
no one's going to be able to take
easy
his
work.
power,
That's
cruiserweight.
it.
That's the thing.
That's it.
But the difference is, how many amateur fights do you have?
I'm 26.
26. When you speak to boys like Caldina and I mean, what they have, like 100 and
Cordina's had like
Yeah.
318
I know. So, and although the game is different, you still can't buy that experience. So, although he would fight anyone if it was left up to his own devices, we've still got to take the right route and move at the right pace. One thing he's going to get is plenty of opportunities.
Okay. Gareth, was you?
Yeah, I was going to come in if you want me to come in. You ready for me to come
Oh,
in?
he couldn't help it.
I haven't done it for a while.
You know the main man, don't you?
Of course I know the main man.
Yeah.
Of course I know
Mind
the
you, I
main
think
man.
he's
We're
on
brothers.
TalkSport. He's on TalkSport more than you
Hey,
these days.
leave us
Oh, sorry,
alone.
go on, you carry on.
No, don't. I can't- No, I'm allowed to bomb, but I can't get rid of you. Too good.
Listen, right?
Yeah.
You can't wear dots with stripes.
Hang on a minute.
Got me master's jacket.
No, your master. What the fuck? Me. That's what they are.
Mate,
Boom.
touch me. With your Don King. I would have stuck that out with your Gary.
Anyway, what are you talking about, boys? Sorry, let's get back to business.
We're talking about the general election.
Cody's.
Let's talk about the general election.
Excuse me.
We were.
Yeah, well, put me for president.
No, is it a Coley for president?
Why not? Or prime minister, whichever one. It depends how my boxing career goes.
Mayor of Hackney.
At minimum. That's at minimum.
Minimum.
At bare minimum.
Yeah,
already.
I'm sure he's already asked you, or he's asking you, KUGAN, and I don't always I haven't bombed for a while.
No, not for a couple
I
of
get
weeks.
a lot of shit over it because you can swear on this because it's IFL TV. You can say shit and all that kind of stuff, but don't you?
Okay.
I'm sure you've been asked by other people in the past, but is it nice to be around this environment and learn about how Joshua's building and how it is around the media and how it is around a big event and all that kind of stuff?
Absolutely. I mean, one thing that I keep saying is that what I realise with especially professional boxing, as much as boxing having the professional fights is the main thing, you've got to build around it because it's an entertainment thing, it's getting your name out there as well. So that's all stuff that I'm not afraid of, because I think a lot of people are afraid to talk to the media because they're scared to put their thoughts and feelings out there in case it backfires on them. But I have the kind of confidence where I'll say, like, I don't mind saying I'll beat most cruiserweights now. I just need a little bit more time and experience because that's how I believe, and I'm not afraid of it to backfire.
I found Joshua very relaxed with us today, and I think it's a good sign of. I mean, I know you're around here and training around it as well. It's a good sign of him being in a good mindset for what is a real life-changing fight for him, this one. It really is life-changing. I don't even know if he realises how life-changing this fight is for him, you know? It's a real mainstream crossover, isn't it?
Trust me, it's crazy. I mean, even in terms of, like, I can't even get tickets for my friends and family to come to this show. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's going to be watching. I think, like they said, I think the UK at least is definitely going to freeze, like, stop when this fight's on. So it's massive, but I think that he's handling the pressure amazingly. But obviously we'll find out on Fight Night. But yeah, it's good. He's relaxed and he's sparring well. I wasn't sure because obviously I hadn't seen it until yesterday, and I'm being in there, so he's looking strong and sharp.
It's old green jacket HEARN who's just disappeared because I threw the head kick at him. Yeah,
good head kick.
All right, I'm going to have to cut this short.
Oh, okay.
Because we're leaving soon. And there's key articles I haven't achieved yet.
Yeah, no, me too. Hey, it's
Gareth,
lovely to see you.
thank you very much,
Yeah,
Lawrence
cheers.
Okoli. Thank you very much as well.
I'm sorry for ruining your fun, or maybe adding to it.
You added to it, Gareth. You added to it.